All right, welcome back, welcome back. So I think Auntie B did a session on this last week. Good stuff, good stuff. But let's talk about this virginity story. Husband has no dick story. Woman cries out. Let's talk about this. This is gonna be fun. Let's see what we're getting to. Walla 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 walla. Let's get to it.
I got married as a virgin. I got married as a virgin.
All right, even in the first sentence. All right, let me play it first and then we'll come back to it.
But this happened to me. I got married as a virgin. This happened to me. Good morning, my name is Antonia Ogbewe. Please, if you have not liked and followed this page, please do. I knew my husband in the church. We attend the same church. And my father is the general overseer of that church. So we knew ourselves, we did our courtship and we got married. It's been 3 months that we are married now. Getting home, I discovered my husband has no manhood. Yes, you heard me right. My husband has no manhood. Not that the thing is not functioning. He does not have anything below his leg. I got home, as I said before, I discovered that he was born like that. It's an handicap that he has, but I never knew before I got married to him. So I asked my husband, I said, what is this? He said, yeah, that is how he was born. I said, but during our courtship, you didn't tell me that you were having this kind of handy. You didn't explain anything to me. It's been 3 months I am suffering. It's been 3 months I have not enjoyed any pleasure. Apart from touching and using hand and others to give me a little satisfaction. I told him, how are we going to do this? He said we can adopt children. I said, yes. So he began to tell me that this only thing is not the thing that completes marriage, that we can survive by using other methods. Since 3 months I have been suffering, I decided to tell it to my parents that, Daddy, my husband, the man I got married to 3 months ago, has no manhood. I am not going to stay in that marriage. My parents said I am trying to bring disgrace to them. They called my husband. My husband told them, yes, that is how he was born. My parents are telling me that marriage is for better, for worse. That I am not leaving that marriage. That if I leave, I'm going to bring shame and disgrace to the family because it is a name that is well known. It is a name that is well known that I'm going to bring disgrace. They will say that their daughter that just got married in a very big style now is getting divorced. I am confused. I really don't know what to do. Always angry at home. I know sex is not the only thing that makes marriage, but also it is very important in marriage. My husband is telling me that we are made for each other. I say, yes. I wish you explained this thing to me before I entered into this marriage. I would have made my decision whether to agree or not. But you didn't tell me. Now I entered into the marriage and I discovered this, that you have no manhood. I am sorry about that, but I don't think I can pay the consequences. My parents are not helping matters at all. They want to protect their name and they are not doing anything to make me happy. I am confused and I don't know what to do. Please, lovers of good things, I need your advice. I need your opinion. What am I supposed to do? If I leave, am I breaking the law of marriage? Am I selfish? My head is, I don't really know what to do. Please, lovers of good things, help me out. Leave your opinion, leave your comment. God bless you. I remain your sister, your friend, Antonia Ogbewe. If you have not liked and followed this page, please do. Thank you so much. Bye.
All right. Let's talk about this. What are your thoughts? Let me see. I already see somebody. Gracious Greatness says, waiting to the guy 3 months now. Why marry this lady under false pretenses if allegedly this is the case? Good question, right? Thoughts. Let's get some thoughts in. I have some more thoughts I'm going to go through here. My wife posted this on Lola and Ola Instagram. You can follow Lola and Ola on Instagram, by the way, if you haven't done so. Okay, you can do so. This is let's see here. That's Lola and Lola on Instagram. You can follow. Make sure you follow. And she's always posting this funny / marriage skits, but all about relationships and stuff. She's the one running that page at Lola and Lola on Instagram. So she posted this some while back. Then Auntie B did a session on it, and there were quite a lot of interesting take on it. I'm just wondering, right? That position that she maintained, what is that? Her bending that? What's going on? Anybody follow her? What's going on? Why is she positioned like that? Okay, and she sounds like she's asking people to follow. So is it a skit or is it made up or I don't know. I'm just wondering. Just curious. I'm sure since the video has been released, I'm sure all the people her family were saying face would all have found out by now. So the name protection is already gone out the window. It's jackpot now. Abby, like this is you're trying to protect my name, but it looks like she's reading a script or something. I'm not sure what she was doing. I'm trying to actually see if I can find a page of this person on TikTok. Okay, yeah. So it looks like this person does skits on TikTok. Let me see here. My father, okay, that's what she does. It makes sense now. Okay. Oh, I even know I was logged into my TikTok. This is my TikTok right here. So she does like stories like this. 4 months with my husband, but 7 months pregnant. Okay. So she's reading. It looks like she's just reading. Okay. All right. Safe enough. Safe enough. All right. Now, let me go back to some of the comments. Okay. This is why we're here. She says, how does he pee with no manhood? Does he just have an opening from the urethra? I think they said this. I think when I was watching Auntie B show, was I watching? I think I was just watching quietly. I think there's a condition. I think there's a condition that starts with the A. I think there's a condition that starts with the A. No be juju be that. Let me see. There's a condition where the place where they pee is just inside. I think it's inside. It's like it's weaved inside, almost like Wekus, But it's a man because they have. I think they have scrotums. I'm not sure, but I think there's a condition for it. There's anything that you can think of exists. Just know that. Okay. Just know that anything you can think of in terms of deformities or a special type of whatever, they all exist, okay? And if you find yourself in this situation, you find yourself in that. Gracious Grace, I think in certain Jewish cultures, if a man is unalive due to natural causes, then a next of kin can do on their behalf. A cultural thing, I guess. Well, where we're coming from, you can do that. Yoruba people, they call it Shuyon Lokbo. You can actually inherit. Okay, you can actually inherit your older brother's wife, your father's wife. Okay, I have examples of that in my immediate extended family. Even the ones that claim to be Christian, So a whole urethra wahala. In the Catholic Church, a marriage that is not consummated is not a marriage and can be annulled. That's the sacredness of marriage. For better or for worse, no reach this one. Yes. I didn't even know that that's the same thing is true in Catholic. I thought it was only Islam. It's in Islam, you need to consummate the marriage, you know. But this is to tell you that the reason why a lot of people hold on to stupid ideologies is not they claim to be is because of their religion, is because of their own personal feelings. Okay, they're hanging on to something because it makes them feel a certain type of wholesomeness, but particularly they're trying to control other people. Okay, they're trying to control other people. It's a control thing. It's a control thing to hold people hostage. So when we get to that line that they actually drew on the sand by themselves, they will try to move the goalpost. Okay, so but for me, I don't have to read this in the Bible somewhere before I know that I wouldn't stay in this situation. So does that mean you handpick what you like from the Bible? Yes, precisely. Yeah. Yeah, right. Precisely. Yep. I'm not just going to, if something just doesn't seem right, I just assume it's not right. There's too many things with too many things were lost in translation. And because of that, I give myself permission to release myself from anything that doesn't make sense. Yes, even from the scripture. To me, particularly. Well, sorry, go. Okay. But now you're not a real true Christian then. How can you handpick what is yours and decide to call yourself a Christian?
Well, you're right.
What do you want me to tell you now? What do you want me to tell you? I told you now. I said you're right. Okay. I think I'm a Christ follower. Okay. I love the teachings of Christ. Okay. But if you pull anything from any corner in the Bible and it's not adding up for me, it just doesn't add up. Okay. I give myself permission to release myself. Okay. But the truth shall set you free. What do you mean by truth? Kilo me. Right. So it just depends. I'm just saying, where is the P exit? I'm sure there's let me see if I can find something, as a matter of fact. Let's see what we can find. I think there is there is. Okay, it actually does exist. What did I find? No penis condition. The absence of the penis. You see that? Can you see it? Let's see if we get some extra explanation. It's good to educate ourselves, right? Absence of the penis, known as aphilia, is a very rare congenital anomaly. Okay, that means normal. It is believed to be a result of either the absence of the genital tubercle or its failure to fully develop, right? Just like you can have people who can fully develop to an average human height or harm or anything, you can have deformities like this, right? And it's associated with the level of hormones and chromosomal rearrangements. Okay, this is from the National Institute of Health. It's right here. Okay, from doctors, MDs, and all types of people. A 3-month-old was brought to the OPD by experience with complaints of absence of penis since birth and urine being passed rectally. Ooh, this answers your question, Chia. From the rectal area is where the PP comes out from. When he was born, for this particular case, of course, it might be different for other people. When he was born, he was registered as a boy because his chromosomes were 46XY. The chromosomes is what makes you a boy or a girl. Chromosomes gonna collect with the. But with 9QH plus, those of you that are medical people might know what this means. Enlighten us. Local examination revealed the total absence of the penis. Heesh. So the absence of penis is not the same thing as the presence of pekus for the lame ones all the way in the back. Okay, everything you can think of exists. Okay. wait till what is going on in the chat too? So Tiwa said it is called spirituality when you feel it's okay to release yourself from things that's in conflict with your soul. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that. That what you just said arranged properly with my soul. Well, in the case of the guy go bring artificial one, since him no get original one, make it the quality. Let's not forget that the wife is complaining here. It sounds like this woman wants something real. Okay, make it the quality him wife now. Make it the what? Okay, I missed something. But yeah, let's educate ourselves before I go back to anti-statement here. The scrotum was well developed. Oh, there you go. The pora was well developed. Okay. The testes were palpable bilaterally. The anal opening was located normally. Alright, this is an answer to your question again. No urethra orifice could be identified. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. What is urethra? That's the whole organ that produces pee, right? It's normally inside, right? Where is that normally located? Because I'm not really familiar with that. Urethra does sound like urine. It sounds like something that has to do with pee-pee. However, his parents had not yet decided whether to accept treatment. The child has been lost to follow up. The diagnosis is aphalia. Okay, there you go. We explained the nature of the abnormality, the intervention, and management options to the parents. However, it was much regretted that the patient was too young to make a decision and that his parents had not made a decision yet. They left without any further contact. Outcome: because the parents left our hospital without any contact, it has not been possible to develop a follow-up plan. Lessons: in consideration of the rarity, that means normal. Not being normal does not mean wrong. All the lame people in the back. Something not normal does not equals to wrong. It's just not the typical. Okay. Rarity and devastating psychological or psychosocial consequences. Okay, in consideration of the rarity and devastating psychosocial, this is a real thing. Just because you can't see it does not make it absent. Psychosocial is a real thing. It's inside of people's head, mind, the cognitive functionings. Okay. Psychosocial consequences of this case, we accordingly call for active cooperation with doctors to minimize the negative impact of the malformation. What is malformation? Not misinformation. Malformation, malfunctioning, abnormal, something not typical, right? Early assignment of gender avoids confusion and contradiction. Parental confidence solidifies the child's own confidence in his or her gender. All right, there you have it. There you have it. That's some words that we have there. Okay. Now, before I continue back to reaction, I want to see what people have to say about this issue here, because there was quite a ton of comments on the video. Let me see. Let me come into the chat. Make sure I'm not disengaged from you guys first. Bon Chan says the selfishness of the parents and deception of the husband are mind-boggling. That's the actual story that we're talking about today, right? We can confidently call this wickedness. Yeah, at this point, because if it's like willingly doing the wrong thing, right? You're willingly doing the wrong thing. You can't claim that you don't know what is going on, right? But because of your own selfish attachments to your ideologies, right? Yeah, so I agree with you there, Bon Chance. I rarely ever go towards wickedness. Really, because I always believe there's something there that we need to know. Okay, but based off of this woman's story, so that mean has a bladder. That mean has a bladder bypass somewhere else, and it's functioning. It's working. Wahala. Yeah. Anyway, let me get back to hit that like button. Hit that like button. Shout out to all 23 of you watching. Hit that like button. Let's get into this. We're rounding up momentarily. Let's look at this comment here. Okay, let's look at some of these comments on the Instagram page. So my wife said na real wa. Okay, so she's speechless. All right, David Oyebolu says legally there was no marriage because it was based in deception. Concealment of sexual handicap is a great offense in marriage because it's a lie off the bat, right? It's an outright lie. Where it exists, such marriage is usually not consummated. That means the marriage doesn't exist, basically. It's simply nullified. Like, you don't, in my opinion, this is one of those things. You don't have to go sign paperwork. It's null. The marriage is null by default. Now, for your own good, because of society, you might want to get some people signed that it's null, right? But it's already null by default. So technically, you're not divorced. It means the marriage is null and void, even in the scriptures. There are grounds for divorce. Deception is one of such. Is deception grounds for divorce? Just lying. Because even white lies, deception. Is that ground for divorce in the Bible? I don't know. Okay. I don't follow that anyway. If somebody wants to leave, they should leave. Precisely. Okay. Nothing good comes out of forcing people to stay in a marriage. Okay. If anything, you should be working on yourself, working on influencing attraction in a healthy way that you can enjoy. This is deception of the highest order. Please don't continue to suffer because of your parents' ignorance of scriptures and empty ego. There's a lot of ego at play there. You've got one life to live, and live it to the fullest. Okay, I like that actually. Some look up get up here says, can you give scripture from Bible where it says that? I don't care. If that was me right there, somebody asking me for scripture, so I'm like,
don't care, still don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, don't ever ask me for scripture to back anything up. This is all my opinion. Everything I say here is easier said than done. If your shoe doesn't fit, you throw it away. If it fits, wear them tight. How you did peace? Same question. Nice script though. Somebody doesn't believe that script. I thought I'm the only one that know this liar. If you need traffic, bring good content. Okay. My dear, you just need to go. I believe there are people that have gone through this. People are arrogant and people have ego, precisely this kind of ego that was even demonstrated in this comment. People have ego and they might go to any length to protect that ego, including holding their own children hostage. Please don't ever underestimate how far ego can destroy people, or how far people will go to use ego to destroy their own selves. I be their own selves. I be their own selves. Okay. You get, if you don't get it, forget about it. Uche Frank says, my dear, you just need to go and nullify the marriage because there is no marriage. And initio. Is that finitio? Oh, initio. Is that finitio? What does that mean? That means the end. That'd be something like that, right? Like on period. Somebody says, Walla Promax, you will not be wrong to live. The foundation of the marriage was built on deceit. I agree with that. I agree 100% with that. I give the lady Bosa for her bravery to let it out. To let what out? The story? Oh, to tell. Okay, yeah. All right. Gracious Goodness says, I'm not sure that will be deception. Deception will be something more like catfishing. We're going somewhere there. Gracious Greatness. So all the people calling this online or anything like that.
Stop the cap.
Wait. Is that not what they teach in some of these churches, some of these pastors that are mentoring people that are also trying to sleep with them at the same time? I'm generalizing. Okay? Is that not what they teach? Abstinence? In abstinence and absolute abstinence and virginity and all this kind of stuff, are you supposed to know anything? You're not supposed to know anything. You're supposed to get there and believe that everything is where it's supposed to be. And if it's not where it's supposed to be, is till death do us part, is basically for better, for worse. You stay there. That wasn't deceit. That wasn't information you were supposed to be previewed to. Am I wrong? Is Gracious Greatness and myself wrong on this one? I'm waiting for your comment on this. That's a good point. Gracious Greatness. Is that really deceit? I'm supposed to come and tell you like, I have quarrel when we're supposed to be abstinent. Is that what's supposed to happen? Kathy Durham says ground for annulment. I believe that is ground for annulment. I don't know if it's because of deceit. I believe it's ground for annulment because, bros, I am not subscribing to that. I don't care what I subscribe to. It's null and void in my head. And then I'll put it on paper. Okay, that's me. Okay. Oh God, somebody here says get a side dude. Your husband must agree to it. You think this kind of husband will agree to it? Huh? Do you think these kind of people do side dudes? They were supposed to be abstinent. They were doing holy Christian, mother or son of God. Do they do side dudes? They don't do side dudes. That's not part of their vocabulary or lifestyle. Everyone wins. Husband keeps you as a wife. You get sex on demand. The kind of sex you get on the side from time to time, extramarital stuff, you think you're safe? Especially as a woman, do you think you're safe? Let's be honest. Are you safe in our society by doing that? What kind of exposure do you have to dangers of this vicious world by doing that kind of stuff? Right? You get sex on demand and your parents get it. Even the ones that you're living with, that you're supposed to marry, and they have a 100% wola and kwekus in the house. Are you getting sex on demand? Right? This is cap. And your parents get to keep their precious name out of shame. Terrible, terrible, terrible solution. The pride says, me, I don't like to have sex before marriage, but I must touch and know something exists too. This is somebody who is like me, who said, the Bible doesn't agree with this, but I'm touching something. By the way, if you touch something, you expose yourself to temptations. Don't deceive yourself. Okay? It doesn't mean you'll do it, but you expose yourself to temptations. If you have that urge to touch something, you will expose yourself to temptation. God helps you, you win or beat the temptation. Okay? If you're a human being like the rest of us, you will struggle with this over and over. And some people struggle with this over and over, and they managed to actually do it, and they actually kept their virginity or abstinence, or but they were tempted. That shows that they were real human beings. Okay, so as long as you understand that, that's gonna come with it, right? All right, let's see here. We're getting there. Chinye says 100% wrong. Which one is wrong? I missed that. What is wrong? It's deception. Okay. She said it's deception. Okay, that's the part she's getting to it. It's deception. Just because you're not Kerewa does not mean that if you have a serious condition that defines the marriage, that you do not let the woman know to take her decision. I don't know about this one. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. We're not supposed to be talking about Kerewa. Okay. Some people like Pastor K, they have been, polishing it small. They say, you should have conversations around, about sex. Like, you're not supposed to, from where we're coming from. Oh, that's Igbalode. That's it. But now you're following my lane. Okay, you're doing modern day things. You're not supposed to be talking about sex. So from where we're coming from, how conservative those words were, even though they do it in the corner, right? You're not supposed to be talking about these things. And the suckers will fall for this. And the pastors will carry out those who wants to carry out. Okay. Yep. These are the struggles with lame behavior in general. When there's no nuances, it's supposed to be that way, and if it's not that way, it just means you're wrong. This is what is causing this world to be destroyed. Everybody just want to do like, all right, these are the issues. Born chance, it is deception. However you spin it, the man knew he wouldn't be able to consummate the marriage. These people that practice this, they don't even know the word consummate. What do you mean consummate? They don't even know that word. What does that word consummate means? We are getting married. Kerewa is the last thing on our mind because we are holy. We are holy. You are holy. Oh, so holy. We're supposed to be holy. Kerewa is the very last thing on our mind. Some people truly believed in that and they follow that lane. Some of you are wiser than the rest. And you're like, no, you're supposed to at least touch. You are doing Igbalode. Don't deceive yourself. You are doing modern times, technology day. How do I say this? Another word I'm looking for. Okay? That's the modern day Christianity right there. It is okay to touch, to feel on it. See, I agree with you, but the reason why I agree with you is different. It's because me, I make my own rules in certain things. Remember I said that earlier. But those of you that really want to be stern with this thing, you are breaking the rules. Can we stop the cap? Finally, can we stop?
Stop the cap.
Can we stop? You're not supposed to be having conversations around it, where we're coming from. Right? How many of you grew up and your parents didn't have any conversations about sex with you? Can we stop? It's deception. And he led the woman on in the name of abstinence. It's deception. I'm struggling with this one. I really want to, I see where you're coming from, but I'm struggling with it. Okay? You're not supposed to talk about this. You're supposed to just believe, right? In fact, somebody said, but you will see something poking out every now and then now. Ha! You're looking that far, Eshe. It's a sin. First of all, that's indecent exposure. Second of all, you're not supposed to be looking. By the time you looked, you already committed sin. Isn't that what the scripture says? I took it out of context. If you're looking that far, how are you not going to get tempted? In this time and age, people are visiting the brother. I say, oh, it's okay, you can go and visit just to make sure he's a clean guy. You're not supposed to. But you can bring a friend along. Even that, he will bring his friend. What if he brings his friend and his friend say, nobody will find out. If you don't tell, I won't tell. If you don't tell, I won't tell. Gracious greatness, I feel sorry for this couple. It seems like in the 3 months, it seems like each one of them is already collecting water. It's bad. It's bad. You're not having Kerewa and you are looking forward to fire on marriage night to find out that it doesn't exist. That is traumatic. I agree with that. Okay, I agree with that. I'm trying to. There's something I'm looking for here, right? We're not supposed to be thinking that far. We can all agree that it's unrealistic. That we've been basically practicing unrealistic nonsense for the ages to come. Because all these people that tried to preach it to you from the ages past, they were all kerewine and they were sleeping with people's wife, right? They were doing all kinds. I'm not really a Bible scholar like that, okay? But there were all kind of crazy stories inside that Uriah type of stories inside that same Bible of people that will give you the rules out, but they will break the rules themselves. I saw it growing up in the church that we went to when I was 8-9 years old. We see bishops impregnating prophetesses in the pulpit while they were in the spirit for days. They came out pregnant. This is real life story, okay? And they weren't supposed to be like. This bishop had a wife. He's had a few of them. Anyway, another story for another day. We'll leave it alone. But what about it is so traumatic for the husband to communicate to his then girlfriend that he don't get Bola? First of all, it's a shameful thing. Second of all, two factors there. I'm making a case for him. Okay, you can call my cap if you want. There are two issues there. Okay, he's not obligated because they're Christians. They're supposed to be virgins and abstaining. Okay, he's not obligated to share that information because that would be sex talk and dirty talk. Okay, so that's one. Number two, remember the psychosocial effect. It's not necessarily something he's proud of. Okay, so he was leaving it until it's time to find out. Voila, it's nothing. Oh yeah, we can figure it out because hey, you're supposed to do forever, for better, for worse. Now, for better, for worse, right? To death do us part is being tested in real time. It's being tested in real time. Not everyone can just suddenly have a convo about sex and intimate organs, especially if they're not supposed to. Gracious greatness, especially if they're not supposed to, right? Unless they follow Pastor Kingsley. I think Pastor Kingsley and the wife say, you should not say, not really, but they have their way of saying it. They won't say feel on it, but they're kind of saying feeling it. It's a sin according to those standards. I'm just letting you know. Now, are you okay with committing a little bit of sin to potentially falling on the top of Bola by mistake in his apartment? Just so you can know, right? All right, I'm fear-mongering at this point. Okay, it's not that deep. Okay, talk about emotional damage. Well, did he think the show will magically appear during marriage? God will sort it out. We trust in God. In God we trust. Right? He will sort that part. When we get to that bridge, we will cross it. Imagine the gentleman being in boarding school in the bathroom in front of other boys while growing up. And listen, you're traumatizing me right now. I have some images that I don't want to remember from that. Let's just keep that moving. Let's see. There's some other comments here. I am Kem says, I'm not staying in that marriage because of my parents' name. Your parent is not in the marriage. I don't know why that's even coming up. I know why. Because we are attached to stupid ideologies. Okay? If it's not right, you're not going to be right. Eventually, Orotaniki Baba Maso, I become Agbo, Baba Luma Pada Oparia. Okay? They will have to, it's okay. Right? There's usually one parent who say, don't answer that man. Leave. Or the father will say, no, I'm not allowing my daughter to stay in such a stupid thing. That's deceptive. That's usually one. But for both of them, the parents are just like, no. I'm not staying in that marriage because of my parents' name, for their reputation, because the relationship was built on deceit. This deceit thing from the onset. As for a divorce, because my mother wouldn't have stayed with my father, and she wouldn't have given birth to me biologically. This one is interpreted in another direction. So make yourself happy. Live for yourself, because our parents can be selfish sometimes. This is where somebody will be like, happy? Marriage is not about happiness. Why would you want? This is not about happiness. Duty, responsibility. Stay in it. Stay. One lame guy like that. What's his name again? MDL. I became up modern day life dating. Modern life dating. Some MLD. He said, well, endure. Just endure. Endure. Bad idea. Somebody said you can get annulment. This is deceptive. All right. I don't know. We don't know. Let me see here.
I got married.
Let's round it up.
Virgin. I got married as a virgin.
I got married as a virgin. This is somebody who wanted candy for getting married as a virgin. What I mean by that is that they were very proud of getting married as a virgin. This was a big deal to them, to her. Okay?
But this happened to me. I got married as a virgin. This happened to me. Good morning, my name is Antonia Ogbewe. Please, if you have not liked and followed this page, please do. I knew my husband in the church. We attend the same church.
They knew each other in the church. This is a big part of the story. This is a major part of the story. Right? So whatever solution you're giving, just keep that at the back of your mind. Now, if you're going to step out of that context to give solution, you're also telling them to potentially backslide or get out of whatever this faith is. Okay? That's what's going on right now.
And my father is the general overseer of that church. So we knew ourselves, we did our courtship, and then we got married.
So let's be clear. If your father is the general overseer of the church, it does not directly translate to I am practicing abstinence. Okay. In fact, for the most part, they are the one doing the most kerewa in those churches back in those days. They call them the children of Eli. They are the worst. They are the one who can't wait to get out of that house because they've been get inside for a long time. They can't wait to get out. Once they go to university, it's a wrap. They become bad boys. They join cults. Maybe not always bad, but they are the least to expect to obey the rules of those church. In fact, this is one of the ways that these pastors collect, because the children, what they've been preaching all along, when their children get to a certain age, they will rebel. Okay, this is a very common story. Not all of them, but very common story. So she said, I'm a daughter of Daddy Gio. It doesn't mean that she wasn't doing kerewa. If she's not doing kerewa, if she's not having sex, she was literally a sucker for the whole story. She was trying to play the whole thing out. She wanted to do the right thing like a robot. She meant to do the right thing. So she's not seeing anything poking out of his crouches. She's not paying attention. If he was, she's not looking that close. She just like, I trust you, God. I trust that you see everything all the way through. Very important part of the story.
It's been 3 months that we are married now. Getting home, I discover my husband has no manhood. Yes, you heard me right. My husband has no manhood.
That means he has no dick. That's a better way to say. He doesn't have a penis. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, manhood almost means something else. But what she's saying is doesn't have a man's private parts. There's no genitals. There's no genitalia.
Not that the thing is not functioning. It does not have anything below.
Wait. Not that the thing does not function. Never mind all of that. There's nothing there.
His leg. I got home, as I said before, I discovered that he was born like that. It's an handicap that he has. But I never knew before I got married to him.
It's an handicap. Come on now. Have a heart. This is not his fault. Right? It's not his fault now.
So I asked my husband, I said, what is this? He said, yeah, that
hey,
is
what
how
is
he
this?
was born. I said, but during our courtship, you didn't tell me that you were having this kind of Andy. You didn't explain anything to me. It's been 3 months, I am suffering.
Let me ask you, ladies, if they explain this to you before you get married, will you continue with it? Will you continue? I'm asking you, let me come to the chat. Will you continue with it out of the the goodness of your heart, and just knowing that this is the person God has chosen for you? Remember, you're pastor's child or general overseer's child. Remember that, right? Out of that, right? Will you continue? Right? Will you appreciate the honesty? Since everybody's talking about deceit, will you appreciate the honesty and continue with the situation? This is a big problem, ladies, with the exception of Shinye. I'm like, what? Right? Right? Would you continue with the situation? Is this yeah, honesty is honorable, right? It's noble. That if he says noble, right? It's really a sad story because it's true, because people pray some prayer of growing organs. Hey, voila. I have faith in God, but let's just be real, because we are living on planet Earth, not in heaven yet. Wahala. Shout out to your mama. Let's see. I really feel bad for any guy who has to go through this, honestly. For the guy, okay, at this point in time, I'm going to have to say he deceived the lady. He's a lame ass. He needs to tell the truth. Come on now. Why are you feeling sorry for him? Oh, you feeling sorry for the fact that he doesn't have that? Okay, that part. Yeah. Because the psychosocial effect of it is probably bigger than all of this whole thing. Because you can leave and go find another husband. He can't leave himself. If this is my brother's wife, then go annul that marriage, oh. I don't get time for nonsense. Wow. This is nonsense. Some empathy. I think this ties with the expectations, and they're supposed to. Yes, absolutely. All that supposed to stuff. So General Bashir is supposed to be doing olofofo up and down. What do you mean? Why is he getting married in this first place? Not to. Jesus. Are you whining? Is this a whining thing right here? What's going on now? Not to. Some empathy now. It's not his fault. Right? I think Atibi said it wasn't his fault or something like that during our own session. It's not his fault. I'm not saying better. Of course not. We should have our free will, make our rightful decision. Oh, so you're having empathy, right? It's a sad situation, right? Some empathy, a little bit. She said, of course not. We should have. She's like, no. She said no. Oh Lord, me wait. Ha, wahala. So you should die alone rather than get married. Not to. Let you die. It is better to go through all that before marriage to still leave the marriage afterwards. I know, but would you say yes out of the goodness of your heart, since he's being honest? So maybe that's an additional layer of reasons why he was like, let me take advantage of, we are Christians, we're not supposed to talk about this, right? You're not supposed to be thinking, Kira. Why are you always saying, are you not a Christian? Your rewards is in heaven. Why are you looking for Kerewa? Even inside marriage, I beg you. There may be women who may agree to continue with the relationship. I'm guessing it's not you, Bon Chance. Huh? Huh? I'm guessing that woman is not you, Bon Chance, right? But at least you know what she's getting into. I personally would not. See, I didn't finish reading. There may be some woman. He said, yes to what? Daddy Gio, they do Kira. Maybe not. Did Daddy Gio come on stage and tell you he's doing Kira? How many marriage seminar do you have in your... Even when they do marriage seminar, how long was the session about sex? Was it not just 5 minutes and everybody kiki and all awkward? They couldn't even have the conversation because everybody is afraid to talk about sex. Am I lying? Let's tell ourselves the truth. Right?
It's been 3 months. I have not enjoyed any pleasure apart from touching and using her.
3 months out of a lifetime. It's kind of early now. Maybe miracle can happen.
And others to give me a little satisfaction. I told him, how are we going to do this?
Wait, little satisfaction. Did she say I'm married as a virgin? What does she know as satisfaction? How do you know what you've never tasted before? See, these are part of the conversation we didn't have yet. How do you know what you have not tasted before? That's the whole point of being a virgin. So you can, some people call it, what is it? Something bond. Gracious greatness, help me. There's always something bond. You can something bond with. If you don't have so many body counts, you can better bond with another human being. But there's a compound word that they always use with bond, right? That you can now. There's a word there I'm trying to remember right now. Something bond. You can do something. You can bond better with a partner if you haven't tasted it before. No, not research. No research. Research. Research is how you know. Research. You haven't tasted it before. No, you can. What's the word? Not couple bond. There's another something bond that they use. I'm sure somebody will remind me later on. But you can better bond with pair bond. You can pair bond. I think it's pair bond with a person when you have less body count. The lower, the better, right? So since you've never tasted it before, like, you're not really missing anything. You're not really missing anything, right?
He said we can adopt children. I said yes. So he began to tell me that this only thing is not the thing that completes marriage. That we can survive by using other method.
What other method are we talking about? We are Christians, we're married as a virgin. No other method exists outside of intercourse. Okay? Even if you suck breast too much, it's a sin. I'm just telling you the way we picture their mind, okay? The way if not that we're rebellious against all this stuff, right? The way we suck breast, that's for the baby. You are titani. In Catholic premarital counseling, they spend some time on the topic of, that's awesome. I'm glad to know that. Right? I have a friend that got married as virgin, but she had sex conversation with her counselor and the hobby to be during marriage counseling. Yes, I am exaggerating. I am exaggerating quite a bit. But there's some people that really never went through this kind of conversations, right? I'm noticing that more and more churches are having this conversation because they are seeing the effects of people going into this kind of stuff ignorantly. They're seeing it. So I'm glad to see that. Even churches, even when it comes to counseling, where we tend to say, don't go to pastor. No, relax. There are some pastors that are getting the cue now, and they're saying, no, let me go and learn. Okay, you just want to make sure you can tell if they've done a little bit more studies beyond just the four walls of the scripture, right? In terms of how the human mind works, right? With respect to modern day romantic relationships, right? All right. So I do want to say kudos to those that are doing that because it's necessary. Okay. Yeah. So let's continue here. Let's see.
Since 3 months I have been suffering, I decided to tell it to my parents that daddy, my husband, the man I got married to 3 months ago, has no manhood.
Baba is like, what do you mean manhood? How did you know manhood? You're supposed to be a virgin. Did you divide yourself inside a marriage? Baba is like, stay there, endure. Don't mess up my reputation.
I am not going to stay in that marriage. My parents said I am trying to bring disgrace to them. They called my husband. My husband told them, yes, that is how he was born. My parents are telling me that marriage is for better, for worse.
Hey,
that I am not leaving that marriage. That if I leave, I'm going to bring shame and disgrace to the family because it is a name that is well known.
Will you keep quiet?
That is well known, that I'm going to bring disgrace. They will say that their daughter that just got married in a very big style now is getting divorced.
In a grand
confused.
big style.
I really don't know what to do. Always angry at home. I know.
Why are you angry? You don't even know what it tastes like yet. Can you be patient to work with your husband? Maybe there's a solution, right? Maybe, just maybe. Maybe there are other methods. I'm guessing that the other methods may not be allowed. Only holy missionary missionary intercourse is allowed, right? What other methods are you talking about? Like what? Right?
Sex is not the only thing that make marriage, but also it is very important in marriage. My husband is telling me that it is we are made for each other. I say yes. I wish you explained this thing to me before I entered into this marriage.
Why? She didn't want. Why would I explain that to you so you can leave me? Of course not. I don't want to explain that to you. Of course not.
I would have made my decision whether to agree or not. But you didn't tell me. Now I entered into the marriage and I discovered this, that you have no manhood. I am sorry about that, but I don't think I can pay the consequences. My parents are not happy matters at all. They want to protect their name and they are not doing anything to make me happy.
Now think about the mindset of a lady who needs to wait for the parents' permission to make this much needed decision. There's a decision that needs to be made here. Stay or leave, right? Just think about that kind of parent. That kind of daughter, right? That does not think they have their own agency, autonomy. They can't decide for themselves. They have to wait. They have to wait for their mother, their father. They were supposed to leave and cleave. In this situation, they find themselves in a crisis. They still can't decide. They're asking their parents. She's asking her parents for permission to make a decision. I'm not worried about what direction the decision should go. It's not about that. I don't care about that. Okay, she gets to decide for herself, but she does not believe that. In fact, while they're often very quick to preach leave and cleave to themselves, they don't really believe that. Many people still run to their parents in order to make life-changing decisions.
I am confused and I don't know what to do. Please, lovers of good things, I need your advice. I need your opinion. What am I supposed to do? If I leave, am I breaking the law of marriage? Am I selfish?
We already answered that question, right? For me personally, the marriage never existed. For people that they want to obey every rule as far as what their pastor gave to them, people like her that needs a permission from her parents. Sorry about that. Right? Is she breaking the law of marriage? Where do we draw the lines for better or for worse? In sickness and in health. This is a form of sickness. Can we call this a form of sickness? You made a commitment, right? You committed to those vows.
My head is, I don't really know what to do. Please, lovers of good things, help me.
Lovers of good things.
Out.
It's the way she said lover of good things.
Leave your opinion. Leave your comment. God bless you. I remain your sister, your friend, Antonia Ogbewe. If you have not liked and followed this page, please do. Thank you so much. Bye.
Yeah, let me come to the comments. Before I go to the comments, let's first of all dance small. Thank you so much, Gracious Greatness. He said, you're correct. Them call and pair bonding. Yeah, so she was looking forward to the accent. Right, she doesn't know what it tastes like, but I feel like we have inherent idea of what it tastes like to feel loved, warm arms, warm hands, Even sex, yes. I feel feelings. I don't know for a fact. I feel like we already have an idea of, even if we've never done anything. Okay, this is some of the mysterious part about the human experience. Okay, it's like you know what food is gonna taste like before it touches your mouth. You already know how to eat the food and swallow the food before. So just call cap on everything I said earlier with regards to that. So it makes sense to me that I should be looking forward to the action. It's another reason why people need to be calming down when it comes to how they interpret matters of faith and religion. Wisdom, much wisdom is needed. Right? She doesn't want the other methods. Right? She needs permission from her father and her mother to even know what the other methods are. Right? Not to say, MOP, are you serious? So just because she's a virgin, she's not supposed to have any knowledge of sex? Well, I think I just answered that question. But that's almost how they come off. Okay, with the way they interpret these issues. Some parts of those vows have no biblical basis. What do you mean? Which part of the vows has no biblical basis? Enlighten me, please. Let's talk about that. Enlighten me. Let me see something here. Let's see. All right, we're good to go. Shout out to you all. We're waking it up again. Let everybody know. Share to your story, your community page. Let them know we're back. Shout out to all 15 of you that came here today to hang out with me. I did drop the link, but I'm not sure if anybody saw it. But I'm gonna drop it one more time, just in case. Last minute, we're able to capture that. Let's see here. I'm done, by the way. I'm leaving in a second if nobody calls in. Let's see. But I want to leave some words. Hold on one second. Okay, Anthony Igbe. Wait, there you go. Going back to our page. I want to see if I can see some comments here. All right, so I can actually be inside of my. All right, look at this. Check this out. Let me see if I can see some of the top comments really quickly. This is on TikTok. All right. Let's see if we can see some of the top comments. You see, my wife is actually here commenting. She said, "You need to leave now. That is not a marriage. That is deception." Even my wife said deception. I'm still not sure about the deception part. But it depends. What angle are you looking at it from? They're not supposed to discuss it. Okay, they're supposed to if it's modern day, right? Okay. All right. Tina Ben said the marriage has not been consummated. Okay, not been consummated. He should have let you know before. Please leave so that you can have your own baby. Oh, he was being deceitful. Therefore, in a court of law, an annulment will be granted. You're not selfish. Seek the face of God for direction. See, somebody is still asking for face of God for direction. Me, I would have seen the direction instantly. Please find your way on time. There was actually no marriage. Sorry for what you're going through. You can keep your marriage and enter agreement with your man to have external affairs. Kazim, what is all this now? Pray for God for direction, but the match will open up everything to you. Prayer answereth all things, right? He should have really been honest and let you know this situation. What? How, Sway? Nowadays, I advise young ones to never go for marriage and relationship without a couple therapist. They have lots to offer a productive marriage and okay, disagree with that. He also needs a good medical. Anyway, let's do this. Let's round this off today. Okay. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Marital counseling, some kind of premarital program is necessary. A fantastic program that we just put together is called a 30-day. Okay, 30 day. It's called a 30-day smart relationship guide. I blanked out for a second there. A 30-day smart relationship guide. You can do this before marriage. You can do this during marriage. You can do it in divorce. You can do it if you're divorced trying to learn how to do this properly. Okay, it's 30 days. It's 30 days. You will go through it daily. You will spend about 5 to 12 minutes with me daily. Okay, and then you will also get to reinforce what you're learning with something we call active recall. Okay, this is the best way to learn, and you're also being incentivized for learning this stuff. It's 30 days. Okay, so what I'll do is like tomorrow it will be ready. The link that will go to it is loveandprestige.com. Right now it's still pointing in the wrong direction. I'm trying to even see, maybe I can fix that right away. Let me see if I can fix that right away. Love and Prestige, right? Love and Prestige. I might be able to fix that right now. That way, if you go there, you're able to register immediately. Prestige. Let me see. Prestige. I think I found it. Let's see. Let's see. Access. Oh, look at you. You guys are lucky. All right, so I'm fixing that in about 2 minutes here. It's now pointing in the right direction. So you can still get the book, but you'll be registered instantly for the 30-day blueprint. It's called the Smart Relationship Guide. You will spend 5 to 12 minutes with me daily. If you know you're not going to be diligent with it, don't even start, right? I do encourage you to go get started. All right. The email reminder, there's something wrong with it. We're working on this as we go. Okay. So, but just set up reminders for yourself to come back there daily. One new session will be released to you daily. Okay. It's very likely you will get an email from me directly, and then you'll be able to go through that program. But I want to know your thoughts as you're going through the programs. Okay, and take advantage of, we have something we call the 3 dailies. Take advantage of it, because again, we're incentivizing you for going through this program as well. Let me see, did I fix that just now? There you go. Let me just test it, make sure it's working while we're here. Loveandprestige.com. Let's see if it works. Yay, it works. It takes you directly to it. You'll be able to register. It's free. Yes, it's free. You're able to register. And this is the best part to be our community right now. We're going to be building this out big time. So be one of the first. Be one of the first. You're on the ground floor. Be one of the first to join the program right now. You will see us make more noise about it too. Okay. But you can go to it. This is the link right here. I'm going to show it on my screen right now. There you go. Right there. Loveandprestige.com. Okay. That's where you want to go to access it. It's free. Share it, share it, share it. It's a good program to go through before marriage. Okay. It doesn't matter what phase you're in. This is a program you need to go through. Okay. When you hear game, this is where you learn game. Okay. This is where you master your skills with respect to romantic relationships. All right. So, and it also gives you access to the personal coaching and all that kind of stuff too. And please, your feedbacks are welcome and everything. It's called loveandprestige.com. All right. Now let me see what I missed. If I missed anything, it is not a slight disability. Please do not be dismissive about it. Listen, let me give you my last word on that. Okay. Thank you for reminding me. Is this how you people will just dismiss anybody's son, or because he has a slightly inability or disability? I fear my sisters. All right. So let's do this. Okay. The issue here is wisdom. The issue here is wisdom. Wisdom. Much wisdom is needed. Okay. When it comes to your faith, this is a very dangerous world. Some of the most dangerous people in the world, they practice some type of faith. In fact, the way they justify their evil and wicked behavior sometimes is their faith. Not any particular faith, I'm just talking in general. When people are obsessed with an ideology and it's almost feeling like a religion, they might justify controlling behavior, manipulative behavior, They might corner you and tell you you're supposed to stay there anyway. This is one of those cases. Wisdom. Wisdom. Wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. Okay? Your own personal spiritual journey. Okay? Because people are going to cast on you how they interpret spirituality. And oftentimes that usually will come off as manipulative. In fact, that's precisely what it is. Manipulative, and it's controlling. Okay, and they're trying to just keep you in their corner to do what they want you to do to make themselves feel safer in a world that's just dangerous because of this type of behavior, right? So it's very important. I do not agree that anyone should stay in that kind of situation, especially if they're complaining the way she just complained. You need to leave immediately. Even if somebody taught you to stay temporarily, you will resent the rest of your life. And anyone in that world will collect, including yourself. Okay? Now, should you go and just create an extramarital situation so you can cover that base? Listen, sex is a beautiful thing. Okay? And it comes with a lot of passion. It needs to be contained. If it's not contained, it's that beautiful. It can destroy you. It can destroy everything. If it's not done properly within the right context, I'm not talking necessarily marriage, just proper containment of the kind of passion that comes with this behavior, yes, you might end up hurting yourself. So I don't advise that. I would just honorably bow out of that situation and say, I understand why you didn't tell me. Not really. I don't understand. That's weird. You're a liar. But I can't stay. You can't stay. If you were able to stay, we wouldn't hear about it. You would have done what you need to do. If you stayed quiet about this, does not necessarily mean you're able to stay either. Okay? But if in fact you were able to stay and manage this situation, you would have done exactly that and find a way to make it happen. But now you're crying out because you can't. So don't allow anybody to continue to control you to stay in it. It's not necessarily this kind of situation. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be about the genitalia. It could be about anything. But you found out that it's not what I thought, right? You need to address that situation properly before you move forward. And yes, you should expect, your expectations should be that your parents will have one bias or other in one direction or the other. Sometimes towards you, it still doesn't help you. Sometimes away from you, it still doesn't help you. What you need is people that understand what's going on in a social context, psychologically speaking, yes, also spiritually speaking, because that's part of your identity, right? And everything else, holistically, they can understand what's going on. They can hear you out and say, and help you come up with a decision, because a decision needs to be made by you. Okay? Don't put marriage on a pedestal. Don't do it. Marriage, a good marriage, a healthy marriage is a function of healthy people. Okay? You need to be a healthy person. You can't live in a situation where you're resenting your whole existence, all in the name of you're supposed to be this way. Don't do that to yourself. Okay? You will just hurt yourself and everyone else around you. That's my personal advice. Yes, it's an advice. Okay? That's what I would do. That's what I would advise my kids. Okay? Virginity, you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for anyone. Be wise. I agree that if you're a normal person, okay, being an abnormal person is not a crime. It's not a sin. It's not wrong. But I'm talking about you're the typical person. You are attracted to your girl, okay? Even though she cover her chest all the way to here, you can visualize cleavage. You're sexually attracted to them. You're waiting because your act is a form of fasting, right? Lack of attraction is not the same. Like, if you have lack of attraction, is a problem. You should be like, your brain should be like, yeah. You should be like, stop it. You're committing sin. Stop it. Right? That should be the situation. That means you're a normal person. Okay? The absence of attraction is not what you're looking for. Okay? Ladies, yes, it's okay if you're like, I'm not supposed to look, but I looked. Right? You looked, you felt on it because you were doing what you're not supposed to do. You're a normal person. You're doing what you're not supposed to do. So you catch yourself, you say, stop it. No, not today. That's normal behavior. Don't let anybody tell you that's not normal. Okay? If you've been tempted a few times and you're trying to practice abstinence, right, you're a normal person. You're sexually attracted to that person. Okay? So it's very, very important to pay attention to this. Wisdom is required. It's not necessarily exactly the way I said it that's going to play out for you, but just enlighten yourself. And it's okay to ask someone, not necessarily your parents. I don't care if the general overseer of all of Christian world in the world, they're the Pope. I don't care. They're the wrong person to be asking this kind of question, because they are caught up in their emotions in one shape, form, direction or the other. Sometimes it's for you, sometimes it's against you because of their own ideology. Okay, manage your expectations around that. Okay, talk to a professional, talk to a pastor if that's all you can afford, and say, this is what I'm going through. Don't take their word as the gospel truth. You just hear other people's insights, and then you'll be able to make a decision, because you need to make that decision yourself, and the decision will have to be made. Okay? All right, so that's all I have with regards to that topic. So should a guy go and get a surgery because of body insecurity? I mean, I know he did for Nigeria, but sisters in abroad get body insecurities, go get BBL. I don't think it's relevant. If it was that relevant to body insecurity and being able to do surgery, he would have done that, right? I don't think it's relevant. It's this issue, as much as it's showing up as like body stuff, is more internal than anything else. It's more, there's a word here that you use that's correct: insecurity. And even if he does body surgery and all that kind of stuff, it's not going to fix it. Okay, it can help, but the fact that he has to bring another human being into it before he can sort that out is just given. It's so many negatives there. So I'm not sure if it's relevant. Now, should he tell the sisters if he does something, some kind of surgery and stuff? Yeah. It's going to be a difficult conversation, but she'll still tell somehow, some way. Hey, I got something I want to tell you. I don't know how you're going to handle it. I know you like me, everything. In fact, maybe they've been messing around, right? But I need to tell you something. If you have that kind of stuff, ideally, you should be able to go through it alone in life. I know it's tough. It's a tough one to ask for. But your situation is tough, right? I don't think it's right to forcefully take a person through that if they don't want to be in it, right? If you find somebody, I believe there are people that will be okay with it. I believe it, right? And especially if you're honest about it. This is not one of those situations where you play games and say, is it honesty or full honesty? No, this is a big deal. You need to be honest about it, It is unfair to the guy to call his condition a slight disability. Listen, I don't know. It's unfair to the guy, as in is not an extreme as other ailments. This is an extreme social issue. Okay. Even men with small prick, they have insecurities, big time insecurities around this, right? Even men that it's not necessarily small prick, it's just that they're 2 seconds, or they feel like they're not good enough, or even if it's not that, if it's something that is easily fixable, if their wife comes to them and is coming off like they're not satisfied, it affects their sense of insecurity. How much complete absence of the genitalia? This is a big deal. Okay, I don't know how we're going to shape it or form it. Actually, its condition is extreme since it's a DNA connected. I used that phrase so that MOP could understand. Not because I was trying to be insensitive. Oh, which phrase? Yeah, please always tone it down for me. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Again, go sign up for the free 30-day. Go through it, because you'll be able to share it with other people. It's good for premarital to augment the word is It's a compliment, right? To help your journey. Okay, it's a good stuff to go through, and even I will go through it multiple times. Okay, you're gonna go through it first 30 days. I will go through it even multiple times, at least 3 times personally. Okay, if I were you. Okay, so but it's a good something to go through if you're trying to do marriage, especially if you want to do it successfully. It's something that you have to go through. It's 30 days. Partly, a major part of it is a commitment. A major part of it is the consistency. Another major part of it is the idea that you can see yourself through a process all the way to the end, right? Even when it's seemingly painful, right? Even when it's not convenient. That's all part of the idea of the boot camp, a 30-day boot camp. So it's something diligence. Your diligence is going to be tested, basically, in addition to everything you're going to learn in that process. So, and I'll look forward to more and more of your feedback with regards to that. You're going to see us promote it more, okay? So just get used to that, all right? Thank you so much for coming today. We did what, 2.5 hours? Not bad. Tomorrow we're coming back, okay? Tomorrow we're gonna be right back here for this one right here. It's going to be fun because it's going to be a conversation. Anytime I get to have conversation with people, it's another level of, of this experience. So my wife is going to be hanging out with me tomorrow. So make sure you're here to come hang out with us so we can hear your take on some of these topics. All right. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. Let me see. What's this? All right. Yeah. All right, so thank you so much. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one, and peace.